Hey everybody, thank you for watching. This is the 12th edition of Thrift Store Finds. Thank you very much for your time. It's been a long time of this, I am aware, and I like doing this, but there are things that you gotta sort out for yourself and on your own, and just time you gotta take for yourself, and that's why I've been gone, attending to my garden, as it were, and just doing things I've been needing to do. But, I really miss doing this kind of thing. And this is that episode where we're just gonna show all this, all of these odds and ends that I've compiled for one episode. And I've got a backlog, I do. And, something tells me I won't be able to get through it, but you know what? The joy is in the trying, right? So, I'm gonna show off the first one. This is Summer Heat Beach Volleyball for the PlayStation 2. A reason why I like going to thrift stores is just because it's like a little museum of consumer history. And after the release of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, there was a huge, not a huge trend, let's not exaggerate and get ahead of ourselves here, but there was a trend of volleyball games. I played Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, but the one I actually enjoyed the most was Outlaw Volleyball. And I didn't know that this existed. This one's also pretty fun. It's mechanically solid. But again, you can only go so far when volleyball is, let's face it, it's not going to be America's mainstream sport ever. It has all the components, especially women's volleyball, but it's just never going to get there. And if you don't have that base, well, then you're not going to be able to weather the hard times that the middle market gets consumed by. Now that's where this game exists. It exists in that middle market where, volleyball is a very niche kind of thing. And, it doesn't have too many dedicated followers, but it exists. And there was like 3 games that got released where it's all like, ooh, bikinis and titillation. But beyond the very brief, short-lived volleyball video game fad, you just get reminded of all sorts of other fads, like everybody remembers this one, so it's a bad example, but you go to thrift store, you're always going to find Guitar Hero or Rock Band instruments. You will always find those. And for good reason, because those games, I really had a lot of good memories playing those games with my friends and family. And I'm sure a lot of the people who got rid of that stuff have good memories, and now their memories are in a plastic bin in a Goodwill somewhere. So I'll go to the next one, Shaun Palmer's Pro Snowboarder. Another great, this trend was, I could say with confidence, that was huge, was the extreme sports games trend, buoyed by the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series. All fantastic games. Activision tried their hand at every kind of extreme sport. They even had a wakeboarding game, if you can believe that, which I haven't played, but it's on my to-do list. But I loved the extreme sports games trend, not because of this reason, but I liked the fact that each company had the thing that they did very well. With Activision, with Neversoft, it was of course the Tony Hawk games, and none of the other games they tried really caught on like Tony Hawk did, even though I enjoyed a lot of the other Activision extreme sports games. But EA, I don't remember who the developer was for the SSX games, but SSX, that was the snowboarding game. That was, if you like snowboarding, and even if you didn't, you liked SSX, those games were just great. The whole EA big brand of alternative sports games was really fun. I loved the NFL Street games. And then, I guess those are the 2 big ones. There was one inline skating game that I remember, which was Aggressive Inline, which was just great. And then you had the Dave Mirra games, you had the Matt Hoffman games. I guess they were, I don't know, I'll have to look at the sales numbers, but I'm guessing they were of equivalent popularity. That's probably wrong on the sales numbers, but as far as their relevance went, I think they were pretty neck and neck as you could be. Okay, next is Sims 2 Pets. Yeah, Sims 2 Pets. I did like the console Sims games. They were okay. I liked the Sims busting out because you could put in the code to get just the open-ended version of it, which was the funnest part to me. I wasn't too crazy about the mission structure, but it was alright. Actually, I'll give you a little bit of inside info. The Game Boy Advance version of The Sims Bustin' Out, fantastic, way better than the console version. And we move on from Sims 2 to, or the Sims 2 Pets rather, to NASCAR Heat 2002. That's a cool year. That's a cool looking year. And does anybody out there know anything about NASCAR? I remember Tony Stewart killed a guy a couple years back. That was a terrible, terrible tragedy, wasn't it? And it wasn't even like a stock car race. It was some weird dirt track thing. But man, that was a crazy event. I don't know. Do I have anything else to say about NASCAR Heat? I like the cover. This is a hologram-like. It's got this neat sheen to it. All right, next we have. Well, hold on. I'm not looking at this my video when I record this. I assemble the video after the fact. So this game is called Smash Court Tennis Pro Tournament 2, published by Namco. How about Namco? Just more examples of the robust consumer market that we had for all things, really, because would anybody make a middle tier tennis game anymore? I don't think so. I really don't. I don't even think people still play tennis video games. You know, whenever I go to Walmart, I take a look at what's on the shelves, and I don't know, they just release it to these, you know, console marketplaces. I don't know. I really don't, because I don't care to look that much. But, you know, I always loved Virtua Tennis, and it's disappointing that I have not found any of the Virtua Tennis games during my thrift store excursions. But this one's alright. I always like the aesthetic of tennis games. It always has that energetic, sporty feel, but it's somehow comfortable, and I just like it. So we go on from that to Mojo. This was, I remember, was a budget-titled game. It was like $20 new, and back then, new games were usually $50. So, and Mojo is a game I actually got used. I got it real cheap used at a GameStop for Xbox, but I have the PlayStation 2 version here. And it was a fun game. I liked it a lot. You can't go wrong with like marble-based games. Except for like Marble Madness. It's weird that the first one was the worst one, but you know, I reviewed On the Ball. That's a really fun game. And Super Monkey Ball, I could play that any day. And Mojo was a little bit different because it had more of a puzzle element, but I liked it. And there's really not that much to say. It's a cool game. So, what have I been doing lately? I don't know, stuff. I will tell you, I saw my first ever live stand-up comedy show. I'd never done that before a while back. And guess who I saw? I saw my favorite, Norm Macdonald. It's a rare opportunity in life where, you know, seeing live entertainment, it's your favorite entertainer in that genre of entertainment, and he was just fantastic. It was a thrill of a lifetime. And if you ever get the chance to see Norm Macdonald live, you should do it, because, well, he's getting up there. I'm not saying he's about to die or anything, but, you know, he's not going to do it forever, so should take the opportunity. Say farewell to Mojo. How about MotoGP? Namco makes another appearance. I really like the design of the menus in this game. It's got a cool visual design here, but I don't know, motorcycle games, not the most interesting thing that you can play, but it looks good. And if you like motorcycles, you'll get something out of this. Next, and the last of the PlayStation 2 games for this episode, is Ford Mustang, which is sealed. It is a new copy, so no footage. I didn't want to open it. And if you want me to review this, I do have the straw poll link up for this one, because there's just so many games in this episode. If you want me to play Ford Mustang, I'll do an unboxing before the review. That'll be cool. Ford Mustang, sealed copy, finishes out what we have for the PlayStation 2. And we'll start off the Xbox with another brand-specific car game, Corvette, for the Xbox. Played this one a little bit, seems like a fun game. Could see why people like this one. Not something I played as a younger lad, but yeah, I enjoyed it in the moment. And I have nothing else to say about it. You can vote for it if you'd like, if you want to hear my thoughts on it. Or you could hear my thoughts on Midtown Madness 3, a game I rented once or twice. I actually do have a history with this game, though I have not played the others in the series. I don't know if they made a Midtown Madness 4, didn't look into that, but yeah, from what I understand, the previous two were on the computer, which is weird because I was mainly a PC gamer for quite a while. But I liked more the Doom and the Diablo and the Worms. Those are the things that I stuck to usually. And we'll close out the Xbox games with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit number 2. Another game I rented a couple times, a game I like. Before the series shifted to a more street racing kind of focus, more customization, more Lil Jon, more sweat dropping down. Never mind, you know where I'm going with that. Yeah, it's weird. It's a culture shift. Again, just little trends you get reminded of. Little trends that you might not even have noticed. Or again, it was the consumer economy was robust. We had all this free time and money, and where did it go? It went towards tricking out your ride, pimping your ride. I never got into it, but it doesn't exist that much anymore. Not that I see anyway. Okay, Wii games. We're into our second to last category here. We're in the home stretch. This is a game about bowling for the Wii that is not Wii Sports. Now, you might be wondering what's the point. And, well, I wonder that as well. Alright, another sports game. We have Tiger Woods, the 12 edition with the Masters on the cover. I think this is a big deal because the Masters didn't allow their tournament to be licensed out to any game, except for I think one. It was like this obscure Japanese golf game. If anybody can verify that, if I'm wrong or right, I'd really appreciate it, because I remember reading that in a magazine a long time ago. And it is really the most famous golf tournament, so it really is strange why it was never freely licensed up until a certain point. And it says it should be used with the Wii Motion Plus, and embarrassing. I know, I don't have one. I don't have that attachment or the ones with the controllers built in. I know, I'm so behind. Alright, next is Heavenly Guardians. This seems just like a budget title, but I found it looked interesting, and here it is. You ever play this one? I don't know. And I'm still going to review a game from one of the games I found for the 11th episode of this program here. And it's actually half done. I remember I recorded it months ago, but it just got shelved. I just haven't had the energy. And I realized that you really have to manage your energy. It's like you have to be more judicious with it as time marches on. Without any kind of without anything slowing it, without any kind of obstacle. So, but you will see a review of a game from the 11th edition here, and that's the cue to go to the next one. This is Wipeout 2, also sealed, so you will not be seeing any footage of it. I also do have an unboxing. It's in rougher shape than the Mustang one, just because Wii boxes are flimsier. They're not quite as robust in their plastic construction. And then we have one of those age tech games that cost $10 towards the end of the lifespan of the PlayStation 1. And they came from that Japanese series of like the 1,000 yen games, which there were a ton of. So we got a few of those here in the States, and I think this was a part of it. I have the bowling one. The bowling one of the series, these budget game series, that one was really good. I played that a ton. And this one's called Big League Slugger Baseball. It reminds me of one of those games you'd see on Classics of Game, which is one of my favorite things on the internet right now. You know, one of the last few things that remind me of old internet. It reminds me of how the internet used to be. But let me tell you something. I'm not gonna play it for you here. I'm not playing any of the sound. But this has one of the worst sounding. This is one of the worst sounding games you'll ever hear. I'm telling you, it's kind of funny with how bad it is. And the cover art's so bland that it's kind of funny and how shameless it is. But that's it for today. Lots of games, and I'll put them all in a straw poll. You will vote on it. And hopefully we can do this again. Not counting on it, but, you know, I like doing this. I like reading your comments, and, you know, it's a simple pleasure in life, and, you know, I think everybody would be served well to count those and really savor them. So this is just my bit of parting advice there for you. Take joy in the simple things in life. It'll help, I'm telling you. Alright, so that's it. That's it for this edition. We'll see if we can do this again. Hope we can. And you guys take care of yourselves. I love you, and have a good day.